Alina Habba, who gained prominence as a leading member of Trump's civil case legal team, has been shedding light on the intricate process of selecting our jury, offering us a tantalizing glimpse behind the scenes. And what she just revealed is amazing, so we did a deep dive, and we found that this thing is deeper than what meets the eye and what the media is telling us. With the jury shrouded in mystery, do you really think Trump's in for a fair shake? Well, frankly, there are a lot of things to doubt. This jury? Not exactly what you'd call a dream team for Trump. Picture this, a bunch of typical New Yorkers, good folks, but when it comes to serving up justice for Donald Trump, Manhattan might not be the ideal locale. The lawyers did their best with what they had, and when most of the jury's getting their news fix from the New York Times and CNN, you start to wonder, can they really serve up a fair trial? But hold on, here's the kicker. Even if the jury manages to separate fact from fiction, we've all still got a major issue with the law itself. Let's call a spade a spade. There seems to be no crime here. The prosecution's playing fast and loose, trying to turn a state misdemeanor into a federal felony like it's some legal Houdini act. And guess what? Jurors are left holding the bag with no say over the law itself. It's like asking a bunch of bakers to fix a broken car. They're just not equipped for the job. Honestly, how many people understand what the case is really about? And you better believe it's a deep dive into the heart of a solidly blue state. We're talking about a Republican presence so tiny, it's like trying to find a needle in a haystack. And when we're talking about big shot cases like the one involving Donald Trump, you can bet your boots that emotions are running wild in that jury room. It's a tad nerve-wracking, isn't it? I mean, justice is supposed to be blind, no peeking through the curtains to catch up on social media gossip. We've got to ensure that Lady Justice remains impartial, no matter who's in the hot seat. But spoiler alert, this is a wild ride through the maze of hurdles that is jury selection, and buckle up for the roller coaster of eyebrow-raising unfairness, especially when it comes to handling social media posts during trials. Despite everyone's best efforts to keep things on a level playing field, it's like trying to steer a ship through a stormy sea, twists and turns at every corner. And let me tell you, it's no walk in the park. You practically need a GPS and a survival guide just to find your way through the maze. But don't worry, we're here to explain. What we've got here is a whopping double standard, plain as sun in the sky. While those witnesses are out there chattering away about the case like it's the hottest scoop in town, the defendant's practically quiet. It's as if he's trying to master a game of chess while blindfolded, while his opponent gets to sneak a peek at his every move. Everything about the former president's journey through jury selection is just insane. He's jumping through legal hoops left and right. And let me tell you, trying to silence voices only fans the flames of suspicion. I mean, seriously, people are getting seriously fed up with all this talk of corruption. Some are even starting to abandon ship because they've had enough of the blatant unbalance that's been going down. All in all, people are kicking up a storm about the fairness, or should I say the lack thereof, in how this trial's unfolding. And Trump unleashes a fiery rant, taking aim at Cohen and Daniels from every angle and criticizing their media appearances and documentary deals. You see, everything is about who can get more attention. This is a huge case that can and will affect the country in many ways over many years. But all the media is concerned about is money. It's like they're orchestrating a symphony of doubt, throwing shade left, right, and center. Its whirlwind of chaos is the credibility circus. But hold on to your hats because the public's not falling for it anymore. There's a looming worry swirling around how this drama fest might sway the jury's thoughts. Will they succumb to the allure of all these games? It's anybody's guess. But here's the million-dollar question. Will the looming threat finally muzzle Trump's social media tirades? Time will be the ultimate judge on that one. Now imagine the seismic shift that would rock the political landscape if Trump found himself behind bars. It'd be like throwing a stick of dynamite into the next election. Lately, folks have been doing some serious soul-searching about where they stand on him. Why? Well, because he's been stirring the pot and challenging the status quo, and let's face it, that's got some powerful people feeling a tad uneasy. It's almost as if they're taking aim at the everyday American by playing fast and loose with rights and freedoms. Not exactly the vibe we signed up for in the land of liberty and bravery. The way we're dealing with the real issues and things that matter is getting out of hand. I mean, there's talk swirling about a certain someone nodding off right smack in the middle of the courtroom. Can you even wrap your head around that? What would be the outcome of this? Well, it all remains uncertain. Legal proceedings are ongoing, and whether Trump will face legal consequences or emerge unscathed depends on the course of the trial and public scrutiny. Which looks like it's not going his way. So let's dive into the potential twists and turns of the hush money saga swirling around the former Commander-in-Chief, Donald Trump. Watch carefully. Now, all of this started because of the alleged hush money payments orchestrated by his right-hand man, Michael Cohen, to none other than the infamous Stormy Daniels. If Trump faces trial and is found not guilty, he'd be acquitted. This means he'd not be held legally responsible for the alleged hush money payments. An acquittal would allow Trump to avoid criminal penalties related to this specific case. On the other hand, if Trump is convicted, he could face penalties such as fines, probation, or even imprisonment. The severity of the punishment would depend on the judge's discretion. And even if he wouldn't be criminally convicted, Trump might face civil consequences. He could be ordered to pay damages in a civil lawsuit related to the hush money payments. Civil cases have a lower burden of proof than criminal cases, so a conviction is not necessary for civil liability. But Trump has seen this all before and somehow came on top every time. What could be really damaging is that in the swirling swarm of legal proceedings surrounding the hush money case, the gaze of the public is fixated on the implications it carries for the reputation of President Trump and his political trajectory. Regardless of the gavel's final strike, the trial's drama, the media's relentless coverage, and the ensuing public debates are poised to sculpt the very essence of how Trump is perceived. Brace yourselves, folks, because this is no ordinary courtroom drama. It's a showdown that will etch itself into the history books of political law. Within the Republican Party, the trial could strain party unity. Some Republicans may distance themselves from Trump, fearing electoral repercussions, while others may stand by him, considering him a powerful force in conservative politics. The trial's outcome could influence the party's direction, and if Trump is convicted, it might prompt soul-searching and debates about the party's future. It's a high-stakes game of political poker, folks, and the outcome could redefine the very soul of the grand old party. Now, let's talk Turkey, or should I say votes. While Trump's base remains as fiercely loyal as a guard dog, the swing voters and independents are the wild cards that could tip the scales in any direction. Picture this: if the trial unveils damning revelations, those swing voters might just swing away, and independents, well, they may see it as the smoking gun that exposes Trump's weakness. But here's the kicker: if Trump emerges from this legal maelstrom unscathed, his base, already as solid as bedrock, could morph into a veritable fortress. The outcome of this trial, folks, is the X factor that could make or break Trump's bid for a comeback. A conviction? That could be the iceberg that sinks his electoral ship. But an acquittal? Well, that would be the wind beneath his wings, propelling him to even greater heights. And mark my words, fellow citizens, every Republican contender worth his salt is keeping a hawkish eye on this spectacle, weighing their options to challenge the Titan or join forces with him. Which will change the political landscape. But what are your thoughts on all of this? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and see you on the next video.